Last time on Cryptopolis, we automated some resources. We got a bunch of machines up, we did mechanical crafting, and we left off with the blast furnace and the coke oven incomplete. So what I want to do to start things off today is to build the coke oven, the blast furnace, and start getting some different things built. It's going to be a little bit of AFK time to get some steel, because we can do this a couple of different ways. So we need to right click on this. That is the coke oven, and we need to right click on this. That is the blast furnace. The coke oven here, we're going to put coal in, and this is going to make coal coke, and it's going to make creosote for us. We can then take some of our iron and turn that into steel. I guess I should grab a stack. Yep, coal coke, and there is the creosote oil being produced. We then put the coal coke in here, and we can put in iron like so, and this will make for us steel. And as you can see, it takes about a minute or so, and we get our first steel ingots, which should be fine. Oh, I need to get coal coke. Um, um, maybe we need to do the charcoal conversion. The problem is we don't have any wood. This, though, I can make regular oak logs out of this starfruit sapling. So maybe we get ourselves another hopping botany pot. That is insane that this isn't the coal coke that we need for this. It wants the immersive engineering coal coke. And this is the thermal series coke. I mean, blast furnace fuel. We can get the immersive engineering coke dust. So yeah, let me, So what I need to do is it looks like I need to smelt down some logs. Let's make a hoppin' botany pot. And this thing is going to produce 4 things, so we need a 2x2 drawer, which I believe we don't have. It's fine. Now, while we wait for some logs and see if we can get the actual coal coke that we want, we unfortunately are only going to be able to get so much coal coke out of here because of the creosote oil. So we will have to bucket that out. I don't know if we can make a tank. Not one that's any good anyway. I believe the basic fluid tank, yeah, this thing we can use inside of the thing over here. But of course, we can only make it when we have redstone dust. The other thing is the fluid pipes. These, I don't know if we can actually pump out with these or not. And I also don't know if there's a fluid trash can. Doesn't look like there's a nullifier. So, anyway, there is an easier way to do this right here. And that is we can actually take and craft blocks of iron and put them in here with the coal coke. And this will smelt at a much, much slower pace, 9 times slower, blocks of iron into blocks of steel. Now, I need to get this thing right here, obtain coal coke, from Immersive Engineering. And if this doesn't work with the wood, this is why we have the this is why we have the cheats on, is so that we can make sure that we can progress in the pack. You know, we've made coal coke, but it is what it is. But we can get a little further into Immersive Engineering with the treated planks, and we're working our way to the blueprint table and stuff like that. Ultimately, we are trying to get the arc furnace, and the crusher is what we need more of anything, and possibly the squeezer. So yeah, let's hope we get some logs. If you don't know, you can actually bone meal these botany pots. Which will speed up the process for you just a little bit. And of course, we can get bone meal by crushing calcite, which is what I'm doing in here at the moment. 16 calcite is in there. It's being crushed, but I have my 8 logs. So I'm going to smelt these up and see if that doesn't help us get some coal coke. Well, I've tried everything, and outside of going this route with the alchemy table, which would require us to do some craziness in adventuring time, right? We'd have to craft this overworld core, which is miniaturization, which we're not even close to, and then we'd have to get some of this other stuff and craziness. I think this is just a flawed recipe. There is no other way to get coal coke. It says charcoal or coal. We did try throwing in charcoal in here. This will not go in. I smelted a block of coal, which just becomes a block of coke. So to do this, we just went into creative. We're going to get this coal coke right here. This way it completes the quest. We will get rid of that and go back into survival. And sometimes that's how you have to do things to progress, because I don't want these things, right? I don't want these issues that we're having of having to go through. There might be an update to the pack that I don't know. It's possible. But we're going to go ahead and crush some coal coke as well. So, now that we've done all of these different things, what I really want to do is I want to come back and take a step away from this stuff right here. Because we're not quite ready to do any of this, and I want to get this better automated, right? We were automating the iron and the drawer. I did put this back down so that we could keep getting stuff. I want to tear all of this down and get our other mechanical extruders ready. We can't do anything with the stuff yet because we need to go this route with the colored lavas, getting into these different shards, and then these shards have to be processed in the crusher. All of them. Aluminum shards have to be processed. This one's saying to pulverize. Oh, that's right. We need to make the aluminum shard block, and then that can be turned into grit, which then can be smelted into aluminum. It's a process, right? it's quite a process. And once we get aluminum and we get tin, we can then make some fluid pipes, and there's a whole thing. We start getting into miniaturization and stuff like that. So let us start doing some automation. First things first, I'm going to empty out my inventory, and then we're going to tear all of that stuff down. I gotta make the crusher? Before I can get this. That's fine. That's fine. Now, we did some AFKing, and first things first. From the functional storage mod, we can make these fluid drawers, which are pretty awesome. These can hold 32 buckets of any fluid that we want, and we can put a void upgrade in them, which I don't know why this has 2. And I can sit here and get 64 blocks of coke and not have to worry about the creosote filling up using the mechanical pump and a pipe over into this fluid drawer. I set up a water wheel back here so that we could get this thing running, and it works very, very nicely. You can use the blocks of coal coke inside of here with blocks of iron to get blocks of steel. Now, the issue with the crude blast furnace is I cannot pipe items in and out of this utilizing the item pipes. So what we're going to need to do if we look up blast furnace is we're going to need to make these reinforced blast bricks to make the improved blast furnace. These are created with steel plates. Yep. One of these and one of these. So I need to make 27 steel plates, which means we could throw it in the mixer if we wanted to. But to make the plates, I'm going to need to get the press back up, and then we can do some crafting. At that point, we need to make this structure here, and this will allow us to make these preheaters if we want to. We're not quite into that, which speeds the process of this guy up. But we can extract stuff out of the back of this, out of the sides, out of the front, and we can automatically input stuff as well. That is something that we are going to do in the very near future. The only downside to the improved blast furnace is it looks like this guy right here. Yeah. One thing I want to do real quick is I want to make this toolbox. And as you guys can see, we did some organization here. I've got my create stuff here. I've got blocks in this chest. I've got what's left of my null shards and stuff. We've got our daily rewards in there. We've got food and miscellaneous in here. And then we have our tools in here. But like I said, I want to get this thing built because I think this could be pretty neat. I'm not 100% sure. Though. And I need a cogwheel, which just needs a piece of wood, and I don't have a piece of wood. This holds a large amount of 8 different types of items, retains inventory when placed in range, can hold the toolbox keybind to access its when right-clicked opens container interface. So, I need to look up what that is. So how do I throw stuff in there? Let's try cobblestone. Oh, so that's pretty cool. Okay. Okay, so we can open it when it's on the ground, and then we have an inventory of stuff. Okay, I just wanted to see what that was about, if it was a backpack or not. Doesn't look like it is. but still cool. I did also manage to get these auto crafters set up in such a way, and we're making tons and tons upon tons of stuff. I have a bunch of the copper and iron and coal. I did put void upgrades in here for the nickel and the zinc, just because I don't need a lot of it yet. But these guys, I put a bunch of these upgrades in since we have a ton of copper. This is all working very nicely, and we have this side ready over here. But I have a mixer going, which we are going to need, and I will show you guys why momentarily. And I got another fluid drawer and put a bunch of copper upgrades in it, and now I have a ton of lava. 2 million buckets of lava. So better than having the hose pulley pumping infinite lava, we have this guy right here, which is going to suit us for a very long time. I could put another copper upgrade in here, but I really don't need to. Looking ahead at the Now We're Talking quest, we need purple lava, we need pink, we need light blue, and we need blue lava. Those are the items that are going to get us these different shards. We are going to get the nether shards, which then we can craft all of these guys. We are going to get the aluminum, the tin, and the lead shards as well, which respectively need an RGB core, the respective dye, and lava in a mixer, which is why I have this guy set up. To utilize this, we need to actually have the mechanical extruder above a piece of glass with water on the other side. So I have set up for water here. I have blue and light blue glass. We have pink and purple glass. So what we need to do now is we need to throw this and this in, and that will make our blue lava. Like so. So there's our blue lava. We can then throw in a RGB core. Light blue. There's our light blue lava. Pink and purple lava. You guys get the picture. This is just going to complete a quest line that I'm not really into yet, but I do want to get the other mechanical extruders eventually set up here. And we can actually take this whole setup down if we come like this. The basin can then go away, and this can just stay here. Perfect. So we have our mechanical extruders. We now have everything that we need. This is, of course, going to show us how to build it. I need to get my press set back up so that we can make some steel. Well, we have a bunch of steel right here, which we can make more steel ingots. I am going to get a stack of iron and start throwing it through here. And we will start looking into getting the crusher and all of these different machines, as well as the engineer's crafting table, the engineer's workbench, and the engineer's blueprint, moving forward. Yeah. But first things first, let me grab a couple things of the warped netherrack, or warped wart, and I don't believe I have a hammer, so I'm gonna need to make one, which is gonna require that. It's gonna require one of those. It's gonna require a piece of string and 2 scorched stone. Like so. And so hopefully we have the same. Yeah, these guys just go here. We then have the blue lava here. We have the light blue lava here. And then, bam. These guys are now working. We have the pink here, the purple here, purple lava, pink lava, and bam. So what I can do now is set up mechanical crafters for all of this. And this way it all starts looking the same. But I need to get some of these shards to complete a quest, and then if we look at this, the uses, we need to actually craft this recipe right here to get the shard block, because this is what we use to actually get lead and stuff like that. But to get any of these ingots, we need the arc furnace. So, where is... search. Mechanical press, mechanical press. Yeah, I'll have to look at it and see if we can't mute this. It's a little loud, all of this, but basically what we're going to have is we're going to have a 2x2 of mechanical crafters instead of what's set up right here. Crafting these guys into the different things. Luckily, these have an inventory space, so we're going to be able to get our shards just like that, which is pretty neat. And we can start going down the route of different things. I will just throw these in here for now. But let's move on to move back to immersive engineering with first setting up a reinforced blast furnace so I can get a bunch of steel. It's pretty easy to set the press back up and get these reinforced bricks. But now we should be able to come over here and do the same thing that we did before. And we need a hopper. Hopper has to go on top like that, and then we should be able to do that. There we go. Reinforced blast furnace. There's no preheaters in this thing, but the beauty of it is the preheaters go on the side here and here. Input is here. Your items that can be smelted, which in our case is going to be the blocks of iron, will come out the front, and the coal coke can actually come out the back, which is what I want. Not coal coke, the slag. I want the slag in here from smelting this. Like I said, the preheaters are a bit out of our reach, but this is going to work out really, really nice. It's going to get me 64 blocks of steel, which honestly did not even touch what we have for iron over here. So let us get into immersive engineering a little bit further. What we need to do is we need to create the engineer's crafting table, which shouldn't be too bad. We need some of our treated wood, and we need one of you. Need a crafting table. We're going to need some planks, and we're going to need some sticks. So 4 sticks like that, 3 planks like that, and a crafting table like so. The blueprint here is going to require a fair bit of things. Iron, nickel, copper, paper. We can get the iron, nickel, and copper. Do I have 3 blue dye? I do not. How much did that make me? That's going to make me 3. That's 4. Let's just grab a stack. I'm going to need... 3? Yeah, 3, but I'll make 4. It's fine. So we need to make 4 pieces of wool like so, and then we need to throw it in there, and then we need to dry it. Then what I need to do is a little bit of this. Have one piece of sawdust here, so this is going to be perfect. That is 3 pieces of sawdust. That is going to get me some paper. Excellent. While we wait for the blue dye, we need 2 slabs. We need a fence and another iron. So the fence post should be like that. We have those. We need an iron, and of course we're going to need the engineer's crafting table to get the engineer's workbench. We have the blue dye, so it is copper, iron, and nickel, not necessarily in that order. Those guys there, and this. There we go. That is that quest complete. Now, I cannot make these because I need the hop graphite ingot to get to these. We got to swing around, so the next thing we need to do is this guy right here, is build a crusher. Now this is going to need some redstone shards, and it's a good thing that we got this set up, because typically, you know, the packs are in order, but we're a little bit out of order because we need redstone shards, which is this crafting right here. And luckily for us, we can use redstone shards in this recipe here. So let us grab a bit of these. We'll throw the blue dye in here. And as far as the engineer's workbench, I'm going to just go ahead and throw it right there. And we can throw this in here for the crafting components. We're not going to need this at the moment. Oh, look at that. So she smelted a block of steel back there, or up here, and out the back we did get our slag. That is awesome. Oh. 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 Oh, we better. Oh, we better. Oh, we better just, let's, where... There we go. Let's go ahead and do the extraction technique on all of these guys. We can make more item pipes if we need to. And let's start collecting these shards, because it looks like we're going to need a little bit of them. We'll get into auto crafting and stuff soon enough. But there we go. Now we're getting into a bunch of microcrafts that we're going to need. And a good thing for us, we did grab some steel. But I need some steel scaffolding. We're going to need a bunch of it. So, we're just going to do this. I actually need 10 of these. I didn't realize we made them in, hold on, one sec. Task completed, where? Da-da-da-da-da. 10. Okay, this is wanting us to submit all of the things. And we get time in the bottle for this, which is something we need to look at. I just don't know where that was coming from. Maybe it was here. But we've got the steel scaffolding. The light engineering blocks, we get 4 at a time. We need 10, so I need these iron mechanical components, which can be made in the crafting table for 4 iron sheets and a copper ingot, or it's 2 iron sheets and a copper ingot in here for 1. This is where microcrafts get crazy. So I need 3 sets of these, so we need 12 of these mechanical components, so we need 24 iron sheets and 12 copper. I don't believe that I have that many iron sheets in here. I have 7. So we're just gonna take, since we have so much iron, and we're gonna throw it in there and let it do its thing. I'm only gonna get what I need for copper out of here. And hopefully pack away a few things that we don't need, such as this. We don't need that. I'm not going to need the hammer for a little while. That's fine. Now we wait. I need 24 sheets. I love that. I love that. That is so cool. Anyway, so we can throw these in here, like so. That's going to get us these iron mechanical components. And now, we need iron sheet metal. Which is more iron sheets. You know what? I should probably do another stack. We're going to be building a lot of these machines as we progress. So we need iron sheet metal. And some copper. Perfect. So we've got those. We need the redstone engineering block, which is going to require some redstone and a copper. Geez. We can't do this recipe. We have to do this recipe. And steel fence. I believe we need 8 of those. Yes. And of course, we're going to make them in sets of 3. So there's 9. And then we need 9 hoppers. 9 hoppers. Which for us shouldn't be too bad. Let's just grab a bunch of wood. This is one recipe that I wish was a vanilla thing. This guy right here. Then we don't have to craft up the chests and all of that. It's much more simple. But there is our things that we need for a squeezer. Or a crusher, rather. Before we get into our first machine here, creating it, we need to make a couple of things right here. We need to make the engineer's wire cutters, which is going to make for us copper wire. But the copper wire can be made in the rolling machine. We've done this in the past. It's just going to be easier to do it this way, and there's a quest for it. I think this is a better deal because you get 2 copper wires rather than 1, but it's fine. We have a ton of stuff. So the LV wire just needs a wooden rod. Okay. I believe that's just any old stick. It is perfect. And then I've been smelting up some of the terracotta that I've made because we are going to need a couple of these relays and we're going to need a couple of connectors. The quest does not require the relays, but I know we're going to need them. That's why they're in here. But it does require the wire connectors. Nice. That is that quest complete. Now, this is the crusher right here. This is what we need to build. Now, we can pause this thing. We can go This is what the bottom layer looks like, the next layer, the next layer. And I believe the red spot on here is what we need to click on with our hammer to convert this into a machine. And then we're going to need to power this thing, which is where create comes into play. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a 5 wide structure that I think we're going to place right here. So out the back is going to be the light engineering blocks. Then some scaffolding. Then we have 2 engineering blocks, and then the rest is scaffolding. Pretty simple to follow along. We are going to have light engineering blocks on the side there. We are then going to surround a light engineering block with fence. Then on the front, we are going to have a light engineering block as well as the redstone block. And then it's just 9 hoppers in this area here. Pretty simple, like I said, to make the machine. And then we should be able to click this fence in front of me with the engineer's hammer. And there it is. There it is. Okay. So, we need the alternator. We need the LV wire. All of this stuff that I just created. Because this is where the power comes in right here. Okay? What we're going to need to do is probably place the alternator like this. Then we're going to need a connector here. And I'm not going to be able to run wire from here to here. I think what we need to do is create this wood post from Immersive Engineering. I think we need this. I think this is going to be the best bet here. And if we hang a relay... fine. Thought this would connect, but it's fine. We can do wire to there, connected, and then from there to there. That is going to be giving this thing power. And the only thing that we have to be aware of course, is not walking into that copper wire because it will hurt. But we can start throwing things in here if we were to take some of our different shards. Like the lead shards. And craft these bad boys into this guy right here. We then should be able to dump it into the crusher. Ooh, that's so loud. And then right here, we should be able to place in like a barrel or a chest to collect all of the different items. Since we have them, we might as well just put a chest down. That is the first step in processing these different items over here. We have that. Nice. So, I should be able to actually take the tin and the aluminum and do the same thing. And we should be able to throw these into the crusher respectively. Oh, that is so nice, the muffling. I still want to hear it a little bit, but not as much. And the items are coming in here, so there's our aluminum grit, tin grit, and unfortunately, we can use an induction smelter to process this, but making a machine frame requires miniaturization, which, if we look in our quest here, we have to get these different ingots before we move into the miniaturization stuff. So that means that we are going to have to get the arc furnace to smelt this stuff down. So we technically don't need any of these other machines, but the metal press is going to be pretty nice. The squeezer is going to be pretty nice. Oh no. This is what it was right here. We're going to have to craft all of this stuff. A sawmill and a mixer. So I need the squeezer. You don't have to craft these two machines or the metal press. We need the squeezer to take the coke dust and turn it into hop graphite. That is going to take 8 coke dust and turn it into hop graphite. We are then going to take the hop graphite and smelt it into hop graphite ingots. That will give us the engineer's blueprint, and then from there we can take 4 hop graphite ingots to make the graphite electrodes for this bad boy right here. Whew. So anyway, we've made our first machine, our first immersive engineering machine, that is, and with that, I think that is going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am having so much fun going through engineering, immersive engineering, and Create. Create has been such a fun mod pack. Getting all of this different stuff set up and just making things look really nice. I'm extremely excited. I am going to get some crafters going to start getting the block forms of this. And what's neat is I should be able to do some kind of like chute above the crusher. Let's see, as a matter of fact. If I take a chute and I take a chest, we're gonna need some building blocks. And let's just grab... Can I just throw this in here? Oh, yes. That absolutely works. Nice. Nice. So that's going to give us an option for automation. I could pipe all of these 3 into that guy there. Unfortunately, the other things, we're going to have to figure out these different shards, because it's a different recipe for each one. Here we go. So glowstone is that, redstone is that, quartz is up and down, lapis is going to be left and right, and then of course fluorite is going to be diagonally this way. Yeah. Yep, we need to make all of those, and then we need to make these different dusts. What is really nice is we get energy pipes as soon as we do some redstone. So if I wanted to... we could take this, get a bunch of these redstone shards, should be able to just throw these in the crusher, and there is our redstone dust. Very nicely done. And then, if I wanted to, I could run energy pipes off of this guy. Yep. So anyway, we are going to get automation set up for at least these 3 things to where they are into their dust form. I may need to turn this machine 180 degrees so that the output is going to be on this side, because we are going to then need to take these outputs that come from here and be able to pipe them into a other thing. The nether shards themselves, I'm not 100% sure how we're going to automate this, so that is a problem for future me. But we are vastly out of time. This, of course, is going to be another long episode. I'm so sorry. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you know the routine. Like, comment, subscribe. Check the description down below for all the different ways to follow me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.